Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. My name is Ultima1125 and this is my story of Unjust Gospel. It is not a true story, it is a fiction. It is not true whatsoever. But if you guys want to interpret it any way others, go ahead. So let's get started in the next part 6 of Unjust Gospel. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's do this. After the fight with the demon, the school decided to shut down for a week to let police investigate the cause of the destruction that happened. I found myself laying on my bed, ignoring everyone's call and text towards me, having my mind lingering on the white void that I saw at the end of the fight. Looking straight into it, it almost felt like that I was looking into infinity, but at the same time felt like it was nothing. But before I was able to interact with it, God and Satan suddenly appears, taking him away from the void. While God restores the school, Satan influenced everybody's mind of the events. Lost in thought, I suddenly hear a knock at my door, thinking my sister was at my door. Getting out of bed, I head towards the door, suddenly feeling my thoughts shifting as if I wasn't myself, but myself at the same time. As I got closer, I felt it getting clearer, feeling a desire. But wasn't mine at the same time. This feeling, I said, recalling the same feeling I had with the fireman. You're starting to understand the difference between the negative emotions and the sins, the voice calls out. As I got closer, my perspective started to alter, seeing a bit of where the feeling of desire was coming from, getting a bit of a headache from it. Jeez, I said, opening the door. I find Emily standing with her hands together as if she was praying and her eyes filling with tears. Josh! Emilia? What are you doing here? I asked. You haven't answered or replied to anybody, and I was starting to worry that something might have happened to you. Emily replies. Told you to reply to some of those texts, the voice said. Is everything okay? Emilia asks. Seeing Emilia standing in front of me, I found it difficult for me to see correctly as my vision continues to alter. I'm doing fine. Nothing for you to worry about, I finally said, trying to fix my perspective. Emilia stares at me as I felt the desire growing stronger, making my chest hurt and my head aching. Then why haven't you responded to anyone's text or calls? Emilia asks. I tried to think of an excuse, seeing Emilia looking closely towards me as I knew anything that I would say wouldn't work with her. I have no excuse for not replying back for a week. Then something is wrong, Emilia said. No, nothing is wrong. Everything is normal, I said. As normal as you can get it to be, the voice said. Shut it, I mumbled. Emilia stares at me, tilting her head, wondering who I was just talking to under my breath. Is there someone else with you right now? Emilia asks, leans over to peek into my room. Not at the moment. Seems like my sister went out to see one of her friends who was in the hospital from the incident, I said. Emilia sneaks past me, looking around my room to find nothing out of the ordinary. Your room hasn't changed much from the last time I visited, Emilia said. Yeah, but more importantly, did you walk here by yourself? I asked. I'm not going to stay the same for the rest of my life, you know, Emilia replies. You know that's not what I meant, I said. I know what you meant, and I'm just letting you know not to worry about me. I know my limits, Emilia said, giving me a smile like she was remembering something. I sighed, feeling relaxed despite my struggles to stay focused, mixed with my feelings binding with someone else. You sure you guys aren't dating? The voice asked. No, I mumbled. I'm sorry? Emilia says, hearing me mumbling again. Nothing, I said. What are you hiding, Josh? Amelia asked. I'm not hiding anything, really, I said, feeling conscious about my wings. We fell silent as I found myself unable to say anything to her to break the awkward silence in the air. Every second went by felt like a whole hour passing by, till suddenly the doorbell rings. Oh, thank you, I said under my breath. I'm going to see who that is. Go ahead and sit down and I'll be back with something to drink for you. I rushed down, and as I got closer, the feelings fades away and a familiar presence emerged in its place. The doorbell continues to ring as I got closer, and when I open the door, I find Satan standing outside waving. Hey Josh, how are you? Satan said before I slammed the door shut. No. Just no. Not gonna deal with this today, I said to myself, turning around. That's really rude of you to do that, I hope you know, Satan said. I jumped back in shock, hitting the door and grabbing onto my chest, feeling it beating rapidly. How did you? I said, pointing to him and the door. I'm a god. I don't have any limits to anything other than lives, Satan said, showing his midnight blue color flames. Right, I said, calming down. Kinda hard to remember considering how you act most of the time. Fair enough, Satan said, nodding in agreement. I suddenly hear the door knocking, and when I open it, I find Catherine standing outside. What are you doing here? I asked, seeing Catherine entering. We came to see you, Satan replies, hugging Catherine. Why? I asked, hearing Amelia coming down the stairs. Josh, who's at the door? Amelia calls out. Satan looks up the stairs for a moment and looks back at me, giving a judgmental look. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I come in a bad time? Or should I come back in like an hour? Satan asked. No, you didn't come at a bad time. I'm just talking with Amelia, that's all, I said. Okay, Satan said, seeing his eyes rolling. I look over to see Catherine with Amelia at the stairs. Hi there, Amelia. Hi there, what's your name? Amelia asked. My name is Catherine. Nice to meet you, Amelia said. Catherine stares at Amelia for a while before suddenly running towards me, reaching for a hug. The moment she hugged me, I noticed that she grew taller from the last time I saw her. Looking down, I see Catherine looking up towards me. Unsure what she wanted me to do, I patted her on the head as she looks back to Amelia. She looks back with a pout expression as I started hearing Satan giggling. Oh, Catherine, if you want to sway Josh, all you have to do is call him, oh, I will hurt you if you finish that sentence, I interrupted Satan. I felt Catherine holding me tightly before she lets go and headed out the door, giving me one last pout. What just happened? I said to myself, unable to comprehend what happened. Before I could ask anybody what just happened, I see Satan walking up to Amelia, holding her hand. Salutation, Amelia. It's so nice to meet you, Satan said, giving a small kiss on her hand. Hello? Amelia said. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Satan, but you could call me Luke or San, Satan said as he stares into Amelia's eyes. Nice to meet you, he replies, looking confused. I grab onto Satan's collar and drag him away from Amelia, pushing him out of the door, slamming it behind him. Who was he? Amelia asked. Someone I just met, I replied, heading to the kitchen. Is he trouble or something? Amelia asks. Of course I'm not. I wouldn't do anything that would bring harm to my precious little princess, Satan said, suddenly sitting at the kitchen table. How did you? Amelia said, pointing to Satan and over to the door. I really wish you would stop doing that trick whenever you can, I said. Is he a magician? Amelia asked. Why, yes, and I'm here to ask Josh for some help, Satan said, suddenly throwing on a cape and a hat. Wow, Amelia said, amazed to suddenly see Satan wearing a cape and a hat. What do you want? I said, getting a chair for Amelia to sit on. Well, you see, from your last fight, it came to my attention that you, Satan said before I slapped my hand over his mouth. Last fight? Amelia asked. Satan looks up to me and looks back to Amelia as I started thinking of something to throw her off. Josh, what did he mean about last fight? Amelia said, staring directly at me. I said, unable to say anything. Josh? What's going on? Amelia asked. I feel my arm pushed away from Satan's face as I looked down to Satan. I meant a scene from my video that I'm making, Satan said. Video? Amelia looks at Satan. Yes, you see, I'm making a video to spread my name, and he decided to make a full action video. But sadly, one of my stunt doubles got injured. Thinking I would need to cancel, I found Josh. Begged him to assist with my show, and he obliged. And we shot the video, Satan says. Amelia looks over to me as I felt hesitant to say anything to her, feeling that if I said anything, it would dismiss what Satan just said. I didn't know you were doing something like that, Amelia said. I focused as hard as I could to find my words to say to Amelia, but still found it difficult to get my thoughts through. Yes, and as you could see, Josh is really embarrassed to find out, which is why he was trying to his best to hide it from you, Satan said, slapping me back. Yes, I replied, gritting my teeth from the pain. That's something to be proud of, Josh. It shouldn't be something you should be embarrassed about, Amelia said. Ah, but he didn't feel confident to let you know till the final product came out. But unfortunately, that last fight that we made got corrupted, so now we gotta redo it, Satan said, looking at me. Staring back, I realized that not only Satan has been covering me as I struggled to say a single word, but he was hinting of what he wanted to discuss about. Is there anything I can help you with? Amelia asked. Well, Satan said, pondering to himself. I elbowed Satan, hearing him gasping for air as he fell on his knees, taking a deep breath. You don't need to force yourself to help with every little thing. It's okay to let things go as it is and just watch, I said. But if I do that, then I wouldn't know if I would enjoy it or not, Amelia replies. I sighed, struggling to find the words I wanted to say to Amelia before Satan clears his throat, grabbing our attention. Well, with that said, I would like you to play the damsels in distress then, Satan said. Really? Amelia said. Yes, I wasn't able to contact my current damsel, but with the little of editing and lighting, we could make it work, Satan said, looking around Amelia like a director. I'll do my best, Amelia said, smiling happily. All right, I have my crew waiting for us outside. Go ahead and meet with them, and they'll fill you in what you need to do with your role, while Josh and I discuss what we need to change up, Satan said, snapping his fingers. Okay, Josh, I'll see you on the set, Amelia said, rushing out. As she left, my perception returns to normal, finally able to think for myself and feel only my feelings. I then suddenly feel Satan placing his hands on my shoulder as I looked over, seeing him giving a big smile. So, Amelia, huh? Satan said, staring at me. Shut it, I said. I wasn't going to say anything, other than how cliche you're being, Satan said. Is it really that bad of what I'm trying to do? I said, taking Satan's hands off. No, not at all. Well, for the cliche part anyway, but yes on it having a problem, Satan said. What are you talking about? I said. Well, Satan said, rushing in front of me, blocking the door. Didn't you ever wonder why nobody was able to see you or the demon during the whole ordeal? I stopped and remembered both times when Robert and Spencer both questioned where I disappeared to and didn't see the demons that were right in front of them. Yeah, I remember. What about it? I asked. Well, when two demons fight in a reality, or so to say, the human world. They are supposed to disappear into a pocket dimension so that way that no one sees them and any damage they do only happens in that dimension, Satan explains. So wait, then why did everything around me get destroyed when I was finding them? I asked. It's because of your human side, Satan said. It's because of your human side, Satan replies. What do you mean? So, when the two demons fight, they go to the pocket dimension, for that is what the system was made to do. But because you are half human at the moment, the system can't tell if you are all demon or not, so it could only take you guys halfway, which causes a big mess, Satan says. What? In summary, because you refuse to give up your human side, every time you fight another demon in any reality, you'll be leaving nothing but destruction behind, and no one will know who, when, or where it'll happen, the voice calls out. And you said before that you have a voice talking to you in your head, right? Satan asked. Yeah. Why? Does it have something to do with it trying to control me? I asked. What? No. From what I gathered, that voice talking to you in your head can't take control of you, Satan said. Then why have I suddenly felt something change within me if it isn't that voice taking control? I asked. Satan stares at me for a while. You do know that only you are in control of yourself, and sometimes the human mind creates an altered personality of themselves locked away somewhere, and when something influences them to let that come out, it tends to come out of instincts. I stood silently, unsure what Satan was talking about, but felt like I already knew about it, but didn't think about it. You're pulling my leg. There's no way that the voice that I told you about isn't the cause for me to suddenly start saying every first thing that comes in my head, I said. That voice is pretty much equivalent to a sword. Without its master, it can't do shit, and it's probably been trying to assist you this entire time, despite you giving it the finger. He's right, you know, the voice calls out. But it doesn't matter. You know how to activate your powers now, so you just need to learn to control it now, Satan said. Oh, and how are you going to achieve that? I already told you that the more I use this power, the more my humanity will be consumed, I said. And I already told you, it'll work out in the end somehow, Satan said. Will you? I stopped feeling frustrated. Look, you understand that untamed power can lead to disaster if left unchecked, Satan said. Recalling back to the sight of the demon vanishing in the black flames and the white void after that helped me understand what Satan was saying, feeling unsure of myself if I would be able to keep it in check if left alone. Fine, but only until I can make sure I'm not burning something away like before, I said. That'll be great, Satan said. But first, right now, we have to do something with Amelia, I said. Satan pauses for a moment before remembering. Oh, right! Yeah, don't worry, I'm more adaptable than you think. You did say something about your crew. Did you come here with someone else other than Catherine? I asked. No, Catherine was the only one that was with me. Why has Amelia not come back inside when there's no one waiting for her outside? Well, who said that my crew was coming to us? Excuse me? Satan slowly opens the door, but as the door opens, I felt the atmosphere feeling different, suddenly feeling nostalgic. yet unfamiliar at the same time. Josh, didn't you notice a change in the atmosphere after Satan snapped his fingers? The voice asked. What are you talking about? I asked, heading out the door. Josh, welcome to hell, Satan said, moving aside. My eyes opened wide as I suddenly see a giant city reaching over the horizon, and over the city, a white, clear sky, similar to the white void at the school. But looking up at the sky, I see different colored stars shining brightly across the sky, while catching a couple of small orbs going to and leaving the stars. The orbs that left joined within what appeared like a river in the blank sky. But looking carefully, I see the river was filled with those orbs, and some orbs fell away from the river, falling down to the city, and some orbs seen within the city rejoining into the river. That's where I'm going to end this part of Unjust Gospel. I hope you guys are all enjoying my story. I want to hear your guys' opinion of my story, so make sure you leave a comment down below so that way I can improve my stories in the future. And while you're leaving a comment, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. With that said, thank you guys for watching or listening in this matter. I'll see you guys all when I see ya.